The explosion at the Russian powder and shell plant Elastic in the Ryazan region killed 28 people and injured more than 150 others. According to Astra, the examination confirmed the deaths of 28 people, and the rest of the bodies are being identified. 37 injured remain in hospitals in Ryazan and Moscow, and about 120 more are being treated on an outpatient basis. The explosion occurred on August 15th at 10:41 a.m. local time. After the detonation, a large-scale fire broke out and spread to 3 other buildings, including a warehouse with TDF-laden shells and the premises of the second production shop. The factory specializes in the production of 152mm artillery shells used in heavy artillery systems such as howitzers, cannons, and self-propelled guns. According to the Dnipro OSINT analysts, the explosion resulted in the loss of about 300 tons of gunpowder for artillery shells and 600 152mm shells. The exact causes of the incident have not yet been established. The version of a process violation is being preliminarily considered. This is not the first accident at this plant. In October 2021, an explosion occurred in the workshop of the private explosives manufacturer Razryad, killing 17 people. Ukrainian aviation has carried out precision strikes using American-supplied GBU-39 guided bombs on Russian positions in the area of Kulbaki, Kursk region. The attacks targeted troop concentrations and defensive structures, dealing significant damage to Russian forces operating close to the border. The use of the GBU-39, known for its accuracy and ability to penetrate fortified positions, highlights Ukraine's growing capacity to strike high-value targets deep inside Russian territory while minimizing collateral damage. By hitting in Kursk, Ukraine is not only disrupting Russian logistics and staging areas, but also demonstrating that its air force retains the initiative, bringing the war closer to Russian soil, and forcing Moscow to stretch its already overburdened air defenses. Terrorist and former People's Governor of Donbass, Pavel Gubarev, said that Russian soldiers do not trust Putin or the Russian authorities.
The Kremlin's rating within the army is 0. There is no trust at all. There is no trust. There is an understanding of all the events that are happening, but there is no trust.
Destruction of a Russian BM-21 Grad MLRS by an FPV drone of the 426th Unmanned Systems Battalion of the Ukrainian Navy Marine Corps.
Сожгли, блядь. Пидорасы, блядь.
А что там? Вы сейчас поедете дальше?
Novum Group of Special Operations Forces Unit Ballista destroyed an Ural truck packed with MLRS rounds. Since the beginning of the full-scale invasion, Ukraine has destroyed more than 17,000 Russian non-combat vehicles, including trucks, fuel tankers, command vans, and specialized transport units. While these losses attract less attention than the destruction of tanks or artillery, they may be even more damaging to Russia's ability to sustain offensive operations. Modern warfare depends heavily on logistics, and without a steady flow of fuel, ammunition, spare parts, and food supplies, even the best-equipped frontline units quickly collapse. Every burned fuel truck or destroyed supply convoy translates into stalled offensives, stranded armored columns, and troops left undersupplied in the field. The sheer scale of these losses exposes not only the vulnerability of Russian supply chains, but also the chronic incompetence of Moscow's military leadership. Convoys were repeatedly sent without proper air defense cover, moving along predictable routes that Ukrainian drones and artillery easily exploited. Fuel shortages became so severe in several sectors that Russian tanks and armored vehicles had to be abandoned intact on the battlefield, providing Ukraine with both trophies and valuable equipment for analysis. Command posts operating from supposedly secure mobile vehicles were also struck, cutting lines of communication and deepening chaos among Russian forces. Ukraine's consistent targeting of logistics has turned Russian weaknesses into a strategic weapon. By forcing Russia to replace thousands of destroyed vehicles with aging, unreliable ones pulled from storage, Kyiv has ensured that supply chains remain overstretched and vulnerable. The campaign against non-combat vehicles demonstrates a broader truth of this war. Russia's military machine may appear massive, but in practice it has shown staggering incompetence at every level, failing to protect its lifeline assets and leaving its frontline troops increasingly isolated and weakened. Trump's 50% tariffs on Indian goods have officially taken effect, doubling previous rates as punishment for India's continued purchases of Russian oil. Key sectors like electronics and pharmaceuticals are exempt, shielding Apple's investments and drug exports for now. Fox News asked Witkoff if Putin said he wants peace while in Alaska. Absolutely. There is a peace proposal on the table. He definitely said it, and hopefully he sticks to it, Witkoff claimed. But Witkoff, a Trump proxy chasing one thing, a Nobel Peace Prize, conveniently ignores that Putin's so-called peace deal is completely unrealistic and unacceptable for Ukraine.
Acknowledged that this war would never have happened if the president had been in office.
And did he also say that at that Alaska summit that he wanted peace? Did he tell you that he wanted to bring an end to the war?
Absolutely. There's a peace proposal on the table. He has certainly said that, and hopefully he stands by that
I mean,
statement.
you know that the critics out there say that this is Putin playing you all. How do you respond to that?
I think he has made a good faith effort to engage. He certainly did at the Alaska summit, but it's a very complicated conflict. But the president is determined to get this conflict done. Look, the president has done God's work on 7 separate conflicts here, and why? Because at heart he's a humanitarian. At heart he wants to see the killing end, and I can tell you this. I just hope that when it comes time to assess, from a Nobel Peace Prize standpoint, the type of work that President Trump has done, that it's widely acknowledged exactly what has happened out there on the world stage.
We've talked a lot about it.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.